Thank you for subscribing to our channel. Today is Tuesday, February 16, 2021. Fox report: Israel's New Hope Party to review ties with Lincoln Project. Jerusalem, AP, a leading challenger to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in elections next month, said Tuesday that he is reviewing his ties with the founders of the Lincoln Project, a Republican group that opposed former President Donald Trump and whose leadership has been engulfed in a sexual harassment scandal. Israel's New Hope Party, headed by Netanyahu's former Likud party rival Gideon Saar, hired several consultants from the Lincoln Project in January as campaign advisors in Israel's upcoming parliamentary election.
CNN report: It's not fair, Mexico will file complaint at UN over unequal vaccine distribution. Mexico isn't happy with the way coronavirus vaccines are being rolled out worldwide, saying the process favors richer countries while leaving poorer countries behind. Foreign Minister Marcelo Ebrard told reporters Tuesday that the Mexican delegation to the United Nations will file a complaint at the UN Security Council tomorrow concerning the inequality and inequity that he says impede vaccine access.
Deutsche Welle report: German Economy Minister Altmaler to seek reopening deal. Germany's Economy Minister Peter Altmaler announced a slew of planned improvements of the government's lockdown support for businesses and self-employed people following a consultation with more than 40 business associations. The minister from the leading conservative Christian Democratic Union (CDU) party revealed plans for a one-off payment of €7,500 ($9,080) to self-employed workers who have been hit hard by the pandemic lockdown restrictions.
Al Jazeera report: $900 million gaffe. U.S. judge says Citigroup can't recoup Revlon payout. A United States federal judge on Tuesday said banking giant Citigroup Inc. is not entitled to recoup hundreds of millions of dollars of its own money that it mistakenly wired to the lenders of a cosmetics company. U.S. District Judge Jesse Furman in Manhattan said the August 11, 2020 wire transfers to lenders of Revlon Inc. at issue were final and complete transactions, not subject to revocation, calling the mistake a banking error of perhaps unprecedented nature and magnitude.
BBC report: COVID, South Africa variant now dominant in Zimbabwe. It is the first country outside of South Africa to report that the so-called 501YV2 variant is the dominant strain. Botswana, Zambia, Ghana and the Gambia have also found some cases. The announcement by Zimbabwe's government comes a day after a national lockdown was extended by 2 weeks. Monday saw the delivery of 200,000 Sinopharm vaccines doses donated by China, with rollout set to begin on Thursday.
BBC report: Governor Cuomo admits to withholding nursing home deaths. More than 15,000 New Yorkers in care homes have died since the start of the pandemic. But, until late last month, the state's health department had logged just over 8,500 fatalities. The governor confirmed the discrepancy in a press conference on Monday. The initial undercount was partly the result of a controversial policy to exclude residents that died outside of the facilities, including in hospital, from the official numbers, according to a report.
Al Jazeera report: Iran to curb cooperation with nuclear watchdog inspectors. Iran has told the International Atomic Energy Agency (IAEA) that it plans to halt snap nuclear inspections outside of its declared sites as of February 23, the United Nations nuclear watchdog Saar. Iran informed the IAEA that it will stop implementing voluntary transparency measures under the JCPOA as of the 23rd of February, including the additional protocol, the IAEA said in a statement on Tuesday. The additional protocol of Iran's 2015 nuclear deal with world powers, known as the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action (JCPOA), allows the watchdog's inspectors to visit undeclared sites in Iran on short notice.
Fox report: Bus drives off bridge into canal in central India, 40 dead. An overcrowded bus drove off a bridge and into a canal in central India on Tuesday, killing at least 40 people, an official said. 6 people were rescued after the accident in Madhya Pradesh state, District Magistrate Ravindra Kumar Chowdhury said. He said more than 46 people were on board the bus, which was designed for 34. Rescuers recovered 40 bodies and were searching for other passengers. The water supply to the canal was cut to aid the rescue effort.
Deutsche Welle report: South Korea accuses North of trying to hack vaccine tech. North Korean hackers tried to steal information on COVID-19 vaccines and treatment from South Korean drug makers, a legislator in Seoul said on Tuesday. During the coronavirus pandemic, health institutions, scientists and pharmaceutical companies have been targets of cyberattacks by state-backed hacking groups. Ha Tae-kyung, a member of South Korea's Parliamentary Intelligence Committee, told reporters that Pfizer was among the companies that North Korean hackers tried to breach, citing intelligence documents.
CNN report. British veterans, discharged for being gay under historic law, allowed to get their medals back. Gay and bisexual British veterans who were stripped of their medals because of their sexuality will now be able to reclaim them, the UK government has said, as it admitted the pre-2000 policy was an historical wrong. Only heterosexual people were allowed to serve in the British Armed Forces until the turn of the century, and troops whose sexuality was discovered often saw their honours removed before they were discharged.
CNN report. Goldman Sachs Investment advice is no longer just for the super rich. Move over, Robinhood. Here comes Goldman Sachs, the prestigious investment bank, known mainly for advising the affluent how to manage their money and for helping to engineer big deals on Wall Street, unveiled a new robo-advisor Tuesday for the average investor. Marcus Invest, an offshoot of the company's Marcus retail banking arm, will let Goldman Sachs customers buy exchange-traded funds with as little as $1,000.
BBC report. Thai child modeling agent charged over child sex abuse images. Danadech Nene Senkau, 23, has been charged with child sexual abuse and downloading child abuse images. Investigators say the images were found in a raid on the Nene modeling agency, north of the capital Bangkok. The raid was the culmination of a months-long operation that began with a tip-off from Australian police. The FBI and New Zealand police were also involved in the investigation, officials said, along with Operation Underground Railroad, a non-profit group that helps governments rescue sex trafficking victims.
Fox report. Thurgood Marshall, what to know about the Supreme Court justice, civil rights icon. Thurgood Marshall, the great-grandson of a slave, became the first black Supreme Court justice in 1967. But his fight for civil rights started long before he ascended to the highest court. Marshall was born in Baltimore in 1908 and grew up in a time when Jim Crow laws dominated most of the country. His experience of racial segregation, combined with his early exposure to the law, motivated him to become a lawyer and judge.
Al Jazeera report. U.S. energizing talks to end Yemen war. Special envoy. The U.S. Special Envoy to Yemen, Timothy Lenderking, said on Tuesday the United States was aggressively using back-channel discussions to speak to Houthi leadership in the war-torn country in an effort to end the country's brutal civil war. We're working now to energize international diplomatic efforts with our Gulf partners, the United Nations and others to create the right conditions for a ceasefire to push the parties toward a negotiated settlement to end the war in Yemen, Lenderking said at a State Department briefing.
Deutsche Welle report. Coronavirus Digest. J&J requests EU vaccine authorization. The European Medicines Agency announced on Tuesday that Janssen, a subsidiary of the Johnson & Johnson (J&J) pharmaceutical company, has officially requested authorization for its one-shot coronavirus vaccine. J&J is the fourth company to seek authorization of its COVID-19 vaccine in the European Union after the agency approved the use of BioNTech, Pfizer, Moderna and AstraZeneca vaccines. The committee could issue an opinion by the middle of March 2021 provided the company's data on the vaccine's efficacy, safety and quality are sufficiently comprehensive and robust, the agency announced in a statement.
Fox report. Yellow balloon challenge in West Virginia goes viral with acts of kindness. What started as one simple act of kindness in a small West Virginia town proliferated into a community-wide challenge. It's called the #Yellow Balloon Challenge and it was inspired by Natasha Cable-Fogel's 2-year son, Grayson. In a tearful Facebook message posted on Friday, Fogel told her followers that a worker at a Party City location in Martinsburg made her son's night by simply acknowledging his presence and then gifting him with a yellow balloon.
CNN report. Former 9/11 Commission chair sees parallel to riot aftermath. There was a lot of confusion about what happened. The former chair of the 9/11 Commission, former New Jersey Gov. Thomas Keene, said on CNN that there was not an agreed-upon set of facts at the start of the commission into September 11, 2001, terrorist attacks, providing important context on where a new commission under consideration into the violent insurrection at the Capitol last month would start. Keene, a Republican who was governor of New Jersey in the 1980s, said the Environment that a new commission set to examine the January 6 riot, in which there is not a universal set of facts around the timeline of security and intelligence failures that led to the violent breach of the Capitol, is similar to how his team started when investigating 9/11.
Thank you for watching 5 p.m. recap. To be notified, you can subscribe our channel and activate the bell.